Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Uh, Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 3B. My name is Siddhi Auti, and I'll be your moderator for today's session on the behalf of the Global Knowledge Research Foundation. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 8th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Intelligent Systems, Ahmedabad, India. The eighth edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was organized in Ahmedabad, India on 4th April, and the virtual event is being held via Zoom meeting today on 5th of the April. I hope you all will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive session throughout the day. In this session, we'll have total 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given a time span of 8 minutes and 2 minutes will be there for question and answers. I request all the participants to keep in mind the time constraint we have. On 7 minutes, I will be raising a gentle reminder. Also, there is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks because we have some instructions and information to give at the end. And if you have any query or update, you can contact me and write it to me in the chat box. I'll be solving all the issues you'll face today. Now, just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for this session, Dr. Parag Kulkarni. Dr. Parag founded startups India. Just a second. So the session chair for today's session is Dr. Parag Kulkarni, and Dr. Parag Kulkarni has founded startup iKnowlations India, Veena Limited NZ, and created social value through innovation. He is a prolific speaker and is associated with many technical and B schools of reputed institutions like IITs, IMMs, Tokyo Institute, University of Japan, and Missouri University. His specializations are innovation and business strategy research in AI and machine learning, knowledge innovation, data and text analysis, and business analysis. So, welcome, Parag sir. Now we'll move on with the first presentation.
Sure.
So the very first presenter we have is Shailendra Kumar Vats. Sir, are you present with us? I think he's not yet joined the meet. Anyways, we'll proceed with the second presenter, and if he is there with us, we can continue it later on. So the next presenter is Kishore Kumar KS. Sir, are you present with us? Will you be able to present your presentation?
Yeah, sure. Sure, sure.
Yes. So I'll stop sharing my screen now, and you can start with your presentation.
Yeah,
Sir,
sure.
just please keep a note of the time constraint. You have to finish it in 8 minutes, your presentation, and 2 minutes will be given for question and answer.
Yeah, sure. I'll make a note of it.
Okay.
So, good afternoon to all present here. I'm Kishore from Rajeshwari Engineering College, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. It's a great pleasure to present my project titled Autonomous Surveillance and Response Rover with image processing for border security and critical infrastructure monitoring. The ASRR is an autonomous robotic platform designed to enhance surveillance capabilities in diverse environments for remote border regions to urban settings. Equipped with a suite of suitable sensors, cameras, and communication systems, ASRR is capable of autonomously patrolling and monitoring its surroundings by gathering real-time data. The motivation behind the ASRR is that the project stems from critical need for enhanced security measures in today's dynamic and evolving world. A study by the Times of India in 2017 states that, on an average, from 2014 to 17, there was around 1,400 casualties among the armed fleets in India. Surprisingly, these numbers were recorded during the peacetime. With increasing geopolitical tensions, transnational threats, and emerging security risks, there is a growing demand for innovative solutions that can be effectively used to safeguard our communities and critical infrastructures. So the main objective or the focus that we had in developing ASRR was to make an autonomous surveillance system capable of monitoring and responding to security threats in real time. We wanted to create an integrated system using sensors and artificial intelligence that could minimize human contact in risky areas without compromising the security protocols. When it comes to the literature survey, there has been a couple of works that focused on creating autonomous rovers, which include sensor control defense purpose robot for landmine detection and control metal detector mounted on mine detection robot. Had landmine detectors but did not function in autonomous modes, nor did they have the surveillance for their surroundings. Surveillance rover, the future of defense, came up with the surveillance rover, but they lacked autonomous and response systems. Allied human detectors in warfields using IR sensors and live video streaming used image processing to identify wounded soldiers. We were inspired by this and modified it accordingly to identify any unauthorized entries. Cloud-based surveillance using ESP32 CAM gave us an understanding of ESP32 CAM's capabilities and video surveillance features. Considering all these previous research works, we were able to envision our ASRR practically. The existing technology, as such, in real time, is the use of CCTVs. However, in remote areas, the watchtowers and patrol vehicles were used for security standards. Since this includes human lives, a surprise attack by intruders could be leading to fatal injuries. In order to prevent that, we are proposing with ASRR that eases the surveillance and brings in more reliable technology to the frontline security personnel. ASRR has embedded with environmental monitoring sensors along with a camera and a mount to install a weapon. With the help of a camera, we can access the area's live feed that can be seen from a control station. The specialty of this camera is that with the integration of object detection, we can detect any human who could be an intruder or a terrorist in this remote area. This added security feature is the key to our research. Our own device in integration of intruder detection along with the weapon to fire in case of emergency. Along with this, the environmental conditions were also lively monitored and reported to the control station. Any abnormal values could trigger the notification in the application that we have created. ASLR works in multiple modes. The first set is autonomous and manual mode. In autonomous mode, the ASLR works based on adaptive navigation with the help of obstacle avoidance. They can move on their own and still send a live feed through Wi-Fi. Yeah. But in manual mode, the whole controls can be taken over by the control station. Movement of the rover can be controlled and the live feed can be visualized. This control includes both the control of the rovers and the control of the cameras. In either cases, once an intruder is detected, an alert is raised through the app. For the purpose of surveillance, we have ESP32 cam and a couple of sensors. For responsiveness, we can mount a weapon or we have already designed a buzzer inside it to warn the threat that they are in an unauthorized place. With respect to the hardware, we made use of ESP32 and 32 cam and another controller Arduino Nano along with a couple of sensors and servo motors. We can look at the block diagram of the whole system's functioning. ESP32 is a microcontroller and a Wi-Fi module. ESP32 cam has its versatility and integration with ESP32 was convenient. Followed by this, we made use of Arduino Nano because of the limited capabilities of ESP32. ESP32 cannot be able to control two distinct types of servo motors at the same time. So Arduino Nano was used to control NG90S servo motor type. However, these controls can be integrated with the application using serial communication between ESP32 and Arduino Nano. Engine 996R and Engine 90S are two different types of servo motors with two different load capabilities. DHT11 was a digital ambient temperature and humidity meter. HCSR04 was an ultrasonic sensor for obstacle avoidance, and MT135 was a gas sensor with analog multifunctional module. The rover made use of a 12 volt 7 amps rechargeable lead acid battery. However, this is the only power supply for the whole system, including the four DC motors, servo motors, and the multiple sensors. Since these, we are making use of sensors with various electrical notifications like this voltage and varying voltage and ampere values. We made use of a regulator circuit comprising of this LM7805 voltage regulator, a 10 microfarad and 1000 microfarad capacitor. This circuit is important because it keeps the output current constant, preventing voltage changes that may damage the components. Additionally, we make use of a 12 volt 7 amp battery, right? So in order to reduce this to 5 volt and 2 amps, which is optimal for these sensors, we made use of this regulator circuit. When it comes to the software part, we made use of Blink IoT platform, which offers mobile application to control these IoT apps. Since it's an open source platform, additionally, the rover can be controlled through this Blink app. It will be showing three values: temperature, humidity, and gas levels. All these values were converted from their analog and digital map uh, to show values between 0 to 100. When the temperature reaches a critical point, or the gas levels can be detected as toxic, an alert will be generated once again in the Blink app. We have integrated our ESP32 cam with ESP Wi-Fi board, which generates a URL that locally hosts a video that is obtained through this ESP32 cam. For this URL to work, the system and the ASRR should be connected to the same Wi-Fi. For image processing and introduction, we made use of SSD, single shot detection, and non-maximum suppressions for better instrument accuracy. So SSD is the algorithm that we made use of here. It's a lightweight convolutional neural network architecture. The SSD has six auxiliary convolutional layers after VGG16. Five of them were for object detection and three of them to make predictions. So totally, 8732 predictions using six layers can give us the required accuracy for this project. SSD makes use of gives more predictions and has better coverage with respect to ESP32 cam since it can use lower resolution images. By removing the relegated region proposal and using low resolution images, the model can run at a real time speed and still beats the accuracy of other RPM. Excuse me. So this is the flow of events that happens throughout the process. As the rover starts, it will be picking up the atmospheric values for temperature, gas, and humidity. Yeah, it will be updated in the server lively. Yeah. With the help of obstacle avoidance, the rover will be able to move forward, left, and right. The live surveillance will be happening, and this will be taking over the image processing. And when a human is detected, it will be giving a notification to the control
Sir,
station.
extremely sorry to interrupt you in between, but can
Yeah,
you please
sure.
wrap it up? The time of presentation is over.
Yeah, sure. I will wrap it up. So this is the whole process that's taking place. This is the output. You can see the output of our Sarah rover. So all these controls of the mount, the camera are due to the servo motors, and these two servo motors are the LD90S and LD986R. So this is the image processing that we'll be able to see through our systems. This is a live image processing. This is a snapshot of the happening. And this is the dashboard of the Blink application that shows all the required parameters and gives us a control. So as a part of the result, we tested the ASR and final stage. We developed improved surveillance capabilities. We are enabled to enhance the response time to security threats. And by real-time monitoring capabilities, we have achieved the security persons were able to have an awareness about the situation they are in. With respect to the prototype wasn't trained to identify any unauthorized or authorized entry due to the limited availability of the data sets. But still, we were able to identify any human beings who could enter into this surveillance part of the ASR. With respect to the future works, we can use AI to identify a particular terrorist and send all its details to the control station, provided we could be able to access the data sets of the data of the different sectors. Adding to this, we can make it more sustainable with the use of solar batteries or any sustainable energies. That's all on my part, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. I have also made a compilation of questions that I frequently face. If no one has any questions, I can answer these. Do you have any questions? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So, do we have any questions?
I think we don't have much questions. Can we proceed to the next?
Hmm.
Can we proceed to the next presentation?
Okay, then let me complete it. I'd like to thank my team members, Kritika and Kishore, who are not here due to the personal works for their support. and my mentor, Mr. Sudarshan, for his faith in us. Thank you all for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. Now we'll proceed to the next one. So the next presenter we have here is Prashant Vats, sir, and the paper title is uh, Combating Phishing Threats, an NLP-based programming approach for detection of malicious emails and texts. Prashant, sir, if you're with us, you may proceed with your presentation. Am I audible?
Yes.
I think he's also not there. So I'll continue with the next presenter. So the next presenter we have here. So the next presenter we have here is Ashmina Santosh Dangat, ma'am. Ashmina, ma'am, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. Will you be able to give the presentation right now?
Yes, I will be able to.
Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen, then you can continue with your
Sure.
presentation. Ma'am, you can share your screen now.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Oh, I'll share the slideshow. Oh, okay. So the paper which we are presenting is Comprehensive Blockchain AI-based Web Framework for Digital Health Record Management System. Our paper ID is 135. So starting with the abstract, digital health record system proposed by our paper uses decentralized secure web framework that ensures confidentiality and integrity of health records. It also provides involving patients and physicians for accessing the emergency health records in any critical situation. For introduction, the digital health record system plays an important role into the healthcare sectors. It provides a secured and safe platform for managing the medical records. Also, by using various activities, it ensures that the patients are involved into active participation. And third, it bridges the gap between the patient and healthcare professionals. Starting with the literature survey, the two major factors which we considered for the literature survey are storing health records and securing them, and also accessibility for the physicians to access the records. So the first base paper gave us the idea about sharing patient data among medical professionals. The second problem which lacked was patient doctor communication platform. And also in the third base paper, it raised issues about the traditional EHR system, that is the cloud platforms. And also it introduces us to the new storage, secure storage, that is blockchain using Ethereum, since it provides encryption for data security using SHA algorithm. The third base paper was used for face recognition, in which we use incorporated illuminate invariant method. The fourth base paper gave us an idea to finalize the algorithm as CNN, since due to its accuracy. And the fourth base paper gave us the idea for biometric using fingerprint sensors. Starting with the methodology, the blockchain, when a patient enters the data like medical history records or any activity, the transaction request is generated, and then the block is block representing the transaction is created, which includes the metadata, which is cryptographically signed. uh, it is alphanumerically generated. Then the block is sent to the each node present into the ganache, or into the ganache. The block is cryptographically secured. Then it is dispatched and given to the nodes. The node validates each transaction, including the transaction hash and metadata. Each node has a set of values through which it determines the validation. When the validation is completed, the blockchain is the block is added into the existing blockchain in the chronological order, and then the transaction is completed and it is saved, and then it is visible for viewing. Next, for facial recognition, the first when the patient adds when the patient scans their face, it captures a input frame for detection. And in the illuminate invariant method, the impact of the illumination is managed using the grayscale, in which all the illuminate particles are eliminated. And in the face detection, the using Voila-Jones factor detectors, the image frames is classified in simple facial values. In the alignment phase, the face landmark detection is performed. 68 coordinate points are considered into the facial features, and in the eigen phase, the features are properly and dimensionally reduced. In the convolution, we have used algorithm, that is convolutional neural network, in which the hierarchical features which are captured already into the network are compared with the facial features detected. And in the identification, the features using the features, the person or any other data stored is identified, and then using the stored data, it is given for accessing the medical records. Now, now coming to the proposed system, in the proposed system, the proposed system starts with the landing page, in which there is a login, including all the biometric and AI authentications. And then if the login is not then the person is not registered, they are given to register using the verification. And in the login and after verification, they are landed to the home page. After the home page, they have four major activities, that is report prescription, emergency details, activities, and request appointment. In the reports, they are given options for uploading, view, and updating the existing or new records. In the activities, they can like diabetes or any other disease is tracked, and they are notified based on the severity of the health. And then in the request appointment section, in the doctors section, they have a request appointment where the doctors can accept or reject the appointments. They can also message if the doctor accepts the appointment. And in the for the doctors, similarly, it starts with login, register, verification, and then the home page. And it has two major functionalities, that is search patients and sessions. In the for patient, they have three options, that is biometric, facial, unique identity. Unique identity can be used if the patient is already known and their unique identity is saved. And in the facial, if there is no unique identity, the facial recognition can be used. If in any emergency case the facial recognition face is damaged, then the biometric, that is in fingers, can be used to as a fingerprint in the fingerprint sensors to detect the patient, and extract the emergency details of that patient. In the session, there are two sessions, that is upcoming and ongoing session. In the upcoming session, the doctor can accept or reject the session. In the ongoing session, if the doctor is logged out and he wants to log into the same updation, they can perform OTP verification, and then only they will get access to update the prescription. In the result, this is the result of our project performed. And this is the registration page where the patient can enter the details. And then in the emergency contacts, they can fill the contact number, relation, or anything in case of emergency. Then the biometric authentication, biometric information is feeded, and then the biometric information is feeded, that is fingerprint sensors. Fingerprint snaps are taken. This is the registration process of patients. And in the result section, the reports, this is the these are the options for patients to access the reports, prescription, doctor notes. These are the emergency records that if the patient wants to add any record to the emergency section, the doctor can view this after accessing. These are the activities which will provide the analysis that about the severity, and here the patient can search for the doctors, and in this they can view the ongoing sessions or ongoing medications, or they can also request for the appointment using message. This is for doctors registration process. Here the doctor can register, and in there they can provide use mobile verification. After mobile verification, they need to update their professional details, and also after the details are filled, they have to request for the validation of this details. After the details are validated, then only the doctor gets access to the dashboard. In the dashboard, the first functionality is about the to searching for the patients. So here they can search for the patients, and here the facial and fingerprint is they can scan for the fingerprint. They in Here the patient's ongoing session is visible. After the verification of the OTP verification, they can update the prescriptions of the patient, like prescription medications to be taken, next appointment, and if the details are fulfilled, they can close the session. Now, coming to the conclusion, this AI comprehensive blockchain and AI based framework for digital health record management system. This system provides a uh, proper healthcare data management, which uses blockchain, face recognition, and biometric to revolutionize the healthcare data management. Uh, in the future scope, along with the technology, we plan to anticipate incorporation of advanced AI algorithms and improve blockchain features along with the stakeholders, that is medical professionals and patients. We also plan to implement government as the stakeholder, so that in case of any outbreak or anything, the government can access the records and conduct an analysis. Also, for commercialization, we plan to customize the framework according needed. These are the reference of our paper. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. Now we'll proceed. If there are any questions, we have time for Q&A. Okay, we'll proceed to the next presenter now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now the next presenter we have is again Prashant Vats sir. They were supposed to give another presentation, but I think they are not. His team is not available with us, or anyone from their side. So we'll continue with the next presenter. So the next presenter is Kamia Vats. Ma'am, are you with us? I guess she's also not here. Again, we'll proceed further. So the next presenter is Asil Malik Sheikh. Sir, are you here right now in the meet? Or anyone from the team? Sheikh sir, are you present with us? I can't see him in the participants. Fine, we'll again continue with the next presentation. Okay, so the next presenter we have here is Vinit Ajit sir. And the paper title is Smart Villages and Sustainable Development Lessons from a Clean Drinking Water Initiative in Rural India. So you're with us in the meet. Would you be
Yes,
able to present
yes.
right now?
I share my screen. Yes,
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll stop sharing my screen now and you can proceed with your presentation.
thank you.
Sir, please make a note of the time constraint and try to wrap up your presentation within 8 minutes.
So, hello, good evening. Thank you. So this is about a clean drinking water progress project which Amrita Vishwavidyapitham has been conducting throughout India. And this particular paper is about how the communication transpires among the community members. So a brief about the context of the project. It's about the water quality challenges in rural Indian villages. So these are some statistics which says water quality is steadily declining in India over the last few decades due to various anthropogenic and environmental factors. And in India, more than 11% of households do not have access to improved sources of drinking water, and 51.6% do not have access to improved sanitation facilities. And majority of the water treatment facilities are confined to urban societies, and hence the benefits of the national and state government's efforts to improve the drinking water and sanitation situation are yet to reach many rural communities. This is in spite of the success of the Jal Jeevan program, which our national ministry has been conducting with much vigor. And hence the long-term and sustained intake of unsafe drinking water is contributing to increased prevalence of many water-related diseases in many rural communities in India. And because this is the context, I mean, we speak about smart cities and smart villages, but we also have to look at the basics. I mean, there are many communities which are lacking safe drinking water access. So in this regard, Amrita Vishwavidyapitham launched a program called Jivamritam in 2017, which is a 100 crore funded project, which is funded by the NGO Mata Amritanjani Math. And the objective of the program is to provide clean drinking water to 5,000 villages across India. And it is expected to benefit more than 1 crore community citizens of India. And it is currently serving more than 300 villages with clean drinking water. So this is about the basic system. It is a modular system, which means, I mean, depending on the water quality at various communities, different separate modules can be added on to address those specific challenges. So this is the basic system, the water system that Jivamritam project is providing. So it's basically about the first one is a dual media filter, which has a layer of charcoal on top, and then 4 layers of uh, crushed marble to remove the impurities from water. Then uh, there are 2 levels of micron level filtration. One is at 5 micron and then at 1 micron. So all the particles which have size above 1 micron will be filtered out. And then finally, it is disinfected using ultraviolet lamp. And purified water is collected in a closed tank where the community members can come and collect the water for their house and drinking purposes. And this is the basic implementation approach of the project. The first one is it starts with the water quality analysis. So we conduct water quality analysis for more than 10,000 communities using secondary and primary data. We visit many communities and do site in situ evaluations. Then based on that and the socio-economic situation of the community, the cooperation of the local government and various other factors, we do a feasibility assessment for many communities and rank them. So based on the ranking, communities are selected for deployment of the solution, which is a purified drinking water system. And once a community is selected for deployment, we conduct a lot of co-design sessions with the community members so that we get to know their aspirations and their requirements are reflected in the solution provided. It's through participatory approach, needless to say. And based on that, we develop the system and deploy this system. And throughout all of these phases, there is a lot of communication happening, which results in capacity development and natural technology transfer to the community members. And finally, this shouldn't stop with the community adopting the technology, it should sustain. And for that, we have community-based, community-specific sustainable business models throughout the communities, throughout these 300 villages that we are catering to. In a nutshell, the overall level, it's how the community is empowered through a PPP model, where there are four major stakeholders. One is definitely the community who are getting benefited, and then there is a local government. Local government support is very essential, right from the beginning to the continued use, because their permissions, all of these are very much needed in getting the proper land and identifying the best suited community members, all of these things. Then there is an NGO. Who there are people who the community members trust, but they live near to those communities. So, and then there is a university which is handling the research part to address the new challenges, be it in terms of water quality or social scenario. So only such a combination of four stakeholders will result in community, sustain the community empowerment. And so this paper, this particular paper is about how the communication happened through this project in a particular community in Alappuzha district in Kerala. The panchayat name is Chingoli, which has 400 households. The ward has 400 households, and Jivamridam system is installed at an Anganwadi, where the kindergarten students come, and it benefits 72 households in its vicinity. The surrounding half a kilometer, there are 72 households. So this the survey in the particular study was conducted among 19 households, among these 72 households, and the study happened in 2019. The methodology adopted was, we wanted to, the study team wanted to know more about the community members and their unique water challenges. And for that, we had participant observations, participatory rural appraisal methods, which included tools such as seasonal calendar, brainstorming, program statement, all of these things. Then semi-structured interviews to get more in-depth information about water-related challenges, water-related diseases, and all of those things. And the questionnaire was based on Berlow's SMCR model, which classifies the questions into four categories, which is sender, message, channel, and receiver. So all of these aspects, the questionnaire addressed. Then the community-based model of the adoption was the community profiling, as was explained previously in an earlier slide. The community profiling was done to identify the challenges and the aspirations, the various water quality, water-related diseases, etc. in the community. Then assessment of collective readiness, how ready a community is to adopt a change. That is to be assessed before implementing any change, so as to measure the effectiveness of our implementation. And for that, we adopted the community readiness assessment, which includes interviews with the key informants from diverse walks of life. So we had 6 walks of life, and we interviewed 12 community members who are key informants for more information about the community situation. Then there were a lot of community-based dialogues for proper understanding and consensus among the community members, because the community members are new. When we initially visited, they were not aware about the water quality challenges, or they had many diseases, but many diseases they did not related to water quality. So there were a lot of awareness sessions and sessions undertaken by doctors, etc., to be conducted, so that the community members understand it is a major challenge, it is a major concern for the proper development of the community. And so we conducted a lot of community dialogues. Then after everything was settled, everybody had the correct understanding of what is the current situation and what needs to be done. Then there were collective actions that included the co-design and the development of the water purification system. And it was based on the local community's aspirations. And the materials usually are also locally available from nearby markets, so that the community members can sustain the maintenance and do a renewal, or if they want to do any upgradation for any future threat, they are competent enough for that. Then the communication campaign.
Sir, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt you, but can you please conclude your presentation? We are already past the presentation time.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the last slide actually.
Okay, okay.
In order to reach out to more community members, we had more campaigns. Then the co-design of the implementation plan, how the periodic maintenance and future upgradations will take place were addressed, and then the technology was adopted and transferred to the consumer committees. And we actually went to the community again after COVID in 2021 and even later. And we were very pleased to find that more community members started regularly using the purified system, whereby the community members adopting the proper ownership of the program. So that's it. Any questions? I'll be happy to.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Now, if there aren't any questions, I will proceed to the next presentation. So, can you please stop sharing your screen? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Now we have our previous presenters here. So, I want to request Prashant Vats, sir, to please present your paper.
Ma'am, very warm good afternoon. Can I have the permission to share my screen?
Yes, yes, I'll stop sharing my screen.
Okay. Just give
Sir,
me a
now
moment.
you'll be able to share it.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, please keep in mind the time constraint. We have just try to wrap up your presentation within 8 minutes, and then 2 minutes of a question.
I will be winding up within 2 minutes. So what is the paper ID? Can you let me know?
So we are not aware of the paper ID, but you
Actually,
have
we
to.
are having 4 papers: 145, 138, 131, and 137. So can I go simultaneously one by one with all of them?
Yes, sir. If in this session, if you have, I guess, two papers
Three papers.
under your
Three
name.
papers we have got.
Okay, so your team.
Yes, that is on the behalf of Kamya Vatsa and Shailendra Kumar Vatsa as well.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Sir,
So I'll just brief you about the paper ID. So the first one is 138
Okay,
and second
okay.
one is 131 with the name of Kamya Vats.
Yes, ma'am. And the other one is 138 and 145.
Okay. The other
Okay.
one is 145, yes, in this
Yes,
session.
131, 138, 137, 145.
Okay. So 137 with the name of Shailendra Kumar Vats, right?
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So this is my first paper that we are going to discuss about is this is 145. Sorry, this is 131. Is it visible to you on your screens?
yes, sir, it is visible.
So basically, it is the topic that is enhancing the primary education with the integration of computer technology. So basically, it is an implementation of strategies and impact onto the student learning outcomes. So basically, what we have done is that uh, education establishment, they basically need the use of computers into the classrooms with the result of quick technological development. So basically, our study aims to find and evaluate the best practices for incorporating your computer technology with your elementary school environments. So basically, with evaluating the student learning results, quantitative data via surveys and standardized exams and qualitative data. So basically, we have gathered the possible recommendations. So basically, we have seen that in Indian primary education, for foundational skills and knowledge enhancement, the young practitioners, they are facing the problems with the educational systems for getting the interactive learning platforms with having more personalized educational softwares. So basically, mere adoption of technology without thoughtful planning is not only the hindrance, or you can say a bigger a big obstacle in affecting in implementing your effective implementing strategies. So basically, the rationale of this study was to enhance the teaching practices and the student learning experiences. So these are the some of the words that we have seen that in this particular area, how the various authors they have addressed the issues of implementation of your ICT related techniques into the educational sector, how the multimedia softwares, educational softwares, online education, social media learning platforms, they have been all incorporated. So the objective of the present work was to basically look into that how the computer technology is integrated into your primary education, particularly related to the primary schools that are established into the Delhi NCR. Then how these successful implement techniques can be implemented. So thorough grasp of your advantages and difficulties was studied in this technique. So these were some of the research hypotheses that we have framed out for our carrying out these strategies. And with the preparing of questionnaires and survey reports, we have actually seen that the Indian government, or you can say the Ministry of Education, they are coming up with much more plans. So to basically, the findings suggest that a positive correlation between your systematic integration of computer technology, well-designed strategies, improvised student learning outcomes must be needed. So these are the references for the paper number 131 that is on behalf of Kamya. So any question related to this, please, most welcome. Any question related to this one? So if not, then can we go with the paper number 137?
Yes, sir, sure. You may
Sure.
proceed with the next paper.
Okay, thank you. Just give me a moment.
Hello, I just missed. Can I present it now? Paper 189.
Sir, you present after these papers.
Sure. All right.
So just give me a moment. So this is the paper number 137 that I am presenting on behalf of Mr. Shailendra Vats. Just give me a moment. So basically, this is a comprehensive study on carrying out the intrusion detection system with the distributed blockchain ledger technology using the advanced smart contract. So what we have seen is that the distribution of ledger chains into the blockchain with the application of cryptographic algorithms, they require the security features. So in this particular paper, we have incorporated the intrusion detection system that are incorporating the implementation of smart contracts with the Ethereum technology. So with the background and rationale was to basically carry out effective intrusion detection system that can mitigates the risk associated with those attacks where re-entry attacks were particularly studied. So this was the related work into which the various intrusion detection system proposed by various authors, they have been got studied, and then we have seen that what are the various approaches that agile based methodology, then waterfall methodology, spiral techniques, they could be there. Then carrying out with the research, we have to be major concerned with your smart contract vulnerabilities, their decentralized nature. Threat has to be real-time detection. So hypotheses were these that we have made for that intrusion detection system. And lastly, we have concluded basically the blockchain architecture is more resilient for your changing threats because of your adaptive technology and real monitoring of the system. So these are the references for that particular paper. With this paper has been concluded. Any questions related to this 137? So can we move with the 138? Ma'am, could we move with
Yes.
138?
Yes, sir,
Okay.
sure.
So just
Okay.
one thing.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Sir, have you made the PPTs for these presentations?
Ma'am, I'm sorry that due to lack of time, we were not able to do that. So I'm just asking your permission to please have me this with this thing.
Sir, actually, presenting from the paper isn't allowed, but maybe we can give you some time during the session. Maybe you can make one for the next presentation.
Okay, ma'am, just allow me to give the 138, then I'll make it for 145. Can we?
Okay, sure, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
So this is one of the paper that we have studied and submitted. Basically, in this, we are combating the phishing threats with the approach for detection of malicious emails and text. Again, it is a proposed methodology that we have given, that how the phishing websites could be used as a target to target the basically the encrypted messages and all that, how the hackers they have been using. So related work we have studied. During the proposed work, we have used the natural language-based programming for your data collection and pre-processing. Then feature extraction was made for the model development. Now I'm coming to the results actually that we have made. So these are the number of data points that we have implanted onto the total emails and text onto your data sets, where we have found that out of your 100%, 15% are your phishing emails, then 5% are your legitimate emails. So basically top 5 features are there for your phishing mails. Your word frequency, sentiment score, then presentation of your presence of any URL or any named entity recognition in that. So basically, this model was 88% accurate with 92% of your precision of phishing-based activity. Then this was the feature extraction that we have applied, that based on the keywords of your topic of your subject, how the mails could have been classified into high, medium, and low category actually. So these are again the model size for implanted for your this thing, and these were the various algorithms. That is a comparative study made that if you use the naive Bayes algorithm, random forest algorithm, and RSTM algorithm, then priority wise they all are similar in detection of your emails. So basically, this study is offering a thorough strategy for your thwarting phishing attacks by combining of your AI-based expert systems and deep learning algorithms. So basically, it is again creating a framework for identifying your fraudulent communication by utilizing your patterns and semantic clues. So these are the references, ma'am, that have been used in this paper particularly. So with this, I'm stopping my presentation. The paper ID 145, I will be giving you with the PPT. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Siddhi, you are on mute.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for the presentation. Perhaps,
Hello.
sir, I would want to ask if there are any questions.
Sure. Prashant, first thing is I'm really unhappy that you haven't made the presentation, which is really unfortunate. So in
I'm
spite
really
of
very
whatever,
sorry, Parag sir. I'm really
yeah,
very sorry for that, sir.
because what
Really
happens
very
is
extremely sorry.
it's not possible to read whatever you have written.
I can understand, sir. I can
Yeah.
understand. I'm really
Secondly,
very sorry for that.
what I thought probably one question. So you compared different methods for phishing, right?
Yes, sir.
So suppose, right, when you are using LSTM, what advantage in terms of results did you find?
So basically, LSTM model gives you the time series forecasting for your, you can say kind of forecasting that is more comprehensive in terms of detection using your keywords base. Suppose financial emails are there that are giving you some sort of benefits like uh, fake scam lotteries and all that. So when we are detecting these keywords, so these particular algorithms, they are performing onto the similar rates. It's not that I am comparing that which one is better. We have found that all of them are similar. Hardly the rate of difference, if you could say, is of 1.2 or 2 or 5%, not more than that, sir.
What data site did you use?
So
What
basically, we have
was your
used the
data?
phishing emails that are coming to you from the various sources.
Really, but there must be some standard data which you use. What was the data size?
Sir, data size were around, you can say 100 to 500 emails that are coming to your spam box. With that,
But
you can say spam, that is the number they are coming with, sorry.
no, but is it sufficient data set? Because what I
No,
think
sir,
maybe
no.
you can conclude.
In terms of intrusion detection, if we will say that this is the sufficient, no. We need a large data set. Definitely, when you are working with the large scale systems, you need a huge data set to compare the results. Over there, you can see the minute variations that are much notable at that real time, sir. Sorry, we have not implemented this into a real time. This was into the controlled environment.
Okay, okay, good. So maybe we can move to next presentation. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation.
Can I present now? Paper 189.
Yes, sure, sir. I've just okay. So the next presenter is Malik Sheikh, sir, and the paper title is Multi-Purpose IoT-Based Vending Machine.
Yeah.
So you
Can I
may
start?
start with your presentation now. I'll stop
Yeah.
sharing.
Hello. So our project is about multi-purpose IoT-based vending machine. My team members are Amir Suhail, Yash Beliappa, and under the
Sir,
guidance of
we are not able to hear your voice.
is it audible now?
Actually, yes, the
Yes,
voice is audible, yes.
Is the voice is audible?
yes. Now it is audible.
Okay. So we have worked on multi-purpose IoT-based vending machine. The team members are Amir Suhail, Yash Beliappa, under the guidance of Anand sir, and I'm Asil Malik Sheikh from PS University. So the problem statement, if we start, the traditional vending machine face a lot of limitations. As we have seen, the traditional vending machines are spring based. So the limitation we face is that the spring size depends on the product. If the product dimensions vary, the spring has to vary, and the spring based vending machine can only accommodate products of certain weight. They have limitations as well. So our new approach is we are implementing a conveyor belt based vending machine. So it can accommodate heavier items rather than the lightweight items as seen in the spring based vending machines. So basically, we have a conveyor belt based vending machine which is connected to a website where the user can order for the items. So coming to the methodology, initially the user places an order on the website. Uh, in our prototype, we have made a prototype, so we can only place two. We have accounted for two items. So the user can place order one or product two, or either of those in respective quantities. So when the order data is received, the order data is sent to two places. One is in the backend. The order data is stored in the backend, and which also updates the stock available in the machine, and at the same time the order is sent to the ESP32 microcontroller, where accordingly it takes the decision of rotating the conveyor belts respectively based on the product and the quantity ordered by the user. So this is the block diagram. Initially, the user places an order. The order data is sent to the backend and as well as ESP32. When ESP32 gets the order, it rotates the conveyor belt using the stepper motor, and the products are dispensed. So the hardware we have used for these is the ESP32 microcontroller, and for the rotation of the conveyor belts we have used stepper motor, and to control the stepper motor we have used A4988 driver and conveyor belt and outer structure for the vending machine. Coming to the software requirements, we have used for the front end HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for the front end. For back end, we have used again JavaScript, Node.js, and Express. And for database, we have used MongoDB. And for running or operating on the ESP32, we have used the Arduino IDE software, and we have used the C language for the programming. So this is the implementation. The first image is from the back side we have used conveyor belt and which is operated by the stepper motors. So based on the order, the items are the roller moves and we get the products as you can see in the second image. So in integration of front end and back end, the front end is integrated with the back end in such a way that the stock updation takes place mainly. So based on our prototype, each of the products which can be placed on the belt is 6 items of each. As you can see in the image, there are 6 juice. In our example, there are 6 juice boxes and 6 packets of biscuit. So this is stored in the backend. The quantity 6 is stored in the backend, and as the user places an order, the quantity is deducted from the backend. So that integration has been done. So this is the final prototype. The first image is the front side of the machine. The belts are placed, and as the product falls, it's rolled down to the user. And the second image is the back side view. And on the bottom, we even have a storage unit where we can store extra items as well as the all the circuitry is stored there. The circuitry is basically ESP32 microcontroller, the drivers, the basic components. So the results say the user has placed an order for say 1 biscuit and 2 juice items, and we proceed with all the checkout process. As we click on the final checkout process, the order data is sent to the backend, the stock is updated. At the same time, it's sent to the ESP32. The ESP32 takes the decision, oh, so and so order has been ordered. So based on the order data quantity, it decides how many movements of stepper motor needs to be taken. So in case in our example, 1 biscuit packet, so the motor rotates a fixed distance, which is 1 unit. And for the juice, we have, as we have mentioned, 2, so it moves twice the fixed distance. And the last screenshot you can see is from the ESP32. We can see that based on the order, it takes movement. The motor takes the moment. So the conclusion is that the main difference between the spring based and this is that we can place heavier item. We don't have to change the spring if we are changing the item. We can just place it on the conveyor belt as we wish, and just some minor modification in the code, and we are ready to go. So this is very useful in the medical field, offices, schools, and colleges, especially in the medical fields, such as maybe at night time we can place it near the medical store outside or near hospitals, or where they're easily accessible, 24/7 operated. Maybe they can supply pads. They're multi-purpose. They can be used in multiple fields. So maybe when the medical shops are closed at night and someone needs a sanitary pad urgent, maybe they can be operated 24/7 and easily accessible, or in offices or school for stationary items, or maybe a lot of other industries. Yeah. So yeah, these are some of the references for the project. The main thing which sets it apart is it is capable of handling heavier items. For our example, we have just shown the biscuits, but it can accommodate a lot heavier products as well. Any questions?
Okay. Well, uh, just one question.
Yeah.
Heavier means what do you mean? What type of what you think? What is in your mind? Heavier item.
Heavier, maybe. So the motor we have used currently is the having torque 1.2 kgs, so which means the entire belt can accommodate a load of approximately 1.2 kgs. So maybe juice bottles or heavier bottles, the tetra packs, all that. And in case if it's further heavier, they can change the motor and use a heavier torque. But in general scenario, I think 1.2 kg Newton meter motor is sufficient. If we can place heavier bottles, etc.
Right, right. Because vending machines are pretty common, and up to 1 liter you can get at many places. So that's not the issue. So what I'm thinking from utility perspective, what could be the contribution?
The contribution is that, like I said, springs in on the same conveyor belt, I can place the different products. Say today I am the owner of the vending machine. Today I want to sell juice, which has so and so dimension. But tomorrow, say I want to sell a chips packet, which has a different dimension. I can use the same conveyor belt. Whereas if it's the spring-based vending machine, the spring size differs. The gap between the spring differs because if it's a chips packet, it might just slide down. I can't use the same spring. Whereas it might be useful for the older product biscuit, but I can't use the same. So the spring size keeps changing. Here, I don't have to do all that. Here, the same belt can be based on it's versatile, basically.
Okay. Because what are the disadvantages of your model?
Disadvantage might be keeping further stock. This is like a prototype for now. So disadvantage is that the stock limitation, like I said, only 6, 7, or up to 10 products can be placed. So that's one disadvantage, but that even that can be rectified by adding some stock refilling mechanism.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we can move to next in case there is no.
Okay, if the questions are over, then we'll move to the next presentation. Sir, can you please stop sharing your screen?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next presenter is Sony Stephen ma'am, and the paper title is The Impact of Uncertainty Indices on Sustainable Investments in India. Just a second. TVP VAR-based connectedness approach. Ma'am, are you with us right now?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Ma'am, you may start with your presentation now.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. So hello everyone, my name is Sony Stephen. I'm a doctoral research scholar in finance at ASB Coimbatore, Amrita School of Business. And my guide is Dr. A. Senthilkumar. He's assistant professor at Amrita School of Business. So today I'm going to discuss the topic, the impact of uncertainty indices on sustainable investments in India. It's a TVP war-based connectedness approach. So basically, these are the contents that I'm going to cover. I'll be giving you a quick introduction, a brief literature review, and a research gap, the research question that is explored, the methodology, as well as the data, analysis and discussion, our major contributions, and the conclusion. So the climate change is a major problem for all countries in this 21st century. And this is a reality. So things like extreme heat or floods or long droughts can actually destroy the buildings, and also it can make a tough aspect for business as well. And studies tells us that climate change is a big risk for our entire money system. So this is one of the important aspects which everybody need to pay attention. And it is very crucial to acknowledge the pressing challenge of the global climatic change as highlighted by Stocker et al. In 2014. So this challenge not only affects our environment, but also it poses a significant risk to the global economy. And another important area within the sustainable finance is the development of sustainable stock indices. And these indices play a very important role in fostering the financial as well as the economic growth. And also it helps in the societal progress. As noted by Senthilkumar et al. In their study in 2021, India is the third largest emerging economy that is based on the purchasing power parity and the sixth largest country in terms of gross domestic product. And it has witnessed a notable rise in the importance as a destination of global investments. So the frequent alterations or regulations, so the frequent alterations in the regulations or the incentives related to the ESG matters by government introduce the uncertainty for investors. And this uncertainty could actually hinder the flow of capital into the sustainable projects and assets, as highlighted by Bonet et al. In their study in 2018. So throughout my presentation today, I'll be giving you information about the interconnected dynamics of the uncertainty indices and their impact on sustainable investments in India. So let me give you a quick overview about the literature review and the research gap. So within the dynamic landscape of an emerging economy like India, the connectedness of this policy uncertainty and sustainability indices remains a very crucial area of investigation. And in recent years, there are many events that have happened. For example, the trade conflicts or the polarization in the politics, the global financial crisis, as well as our very own COVID-19 pandemic, have raised concerns about the increasing levels of uncertainty. So Baker et al. Has come up with this economic policy uncertainty, where he used certain text searching based on terms like economics, policy, and answer. So basically, it relates to the uncertainty because of the government policies that is having an impact on the economy. And similarly, the climate policy uncertainties are being coined by Gabrielides in his paper in measuring the climate policy uncertainty, and he followed the same methodology as in Baker et al. And similarly, the energy-related uncertainty index was developed by Dan et al. In their paper in 2023, and where they constructed a monthly energy uncertainty index for 28 developed and developing countries from 96 to 22 by using certain Google search keywords. Many studies even have used the war methodology, the TVP war methodology. However, there is a scarcity of research that explores the connectedness between various policy uncertainty factors that is related, that is very relevant to the different domains and the sustainable investment, particularly the sustainable indices. And the research focused on significant growing economies like India also exhibit significant deficiencies. So this study mainly aims to fill these knowledge gaps by examining the interrelationship among these uncertainties and how the information is transmitted to the sustainable investments by considering all the sustainable indices in the BSc using the TVP war model. So the main research question that is explored in the study is how strong the transmission of information from the policy uncertainty indices to the sustainable investments in an emerging market such as India. So in our study, we have employed the time weighting parameter vector autoregressive connectedness approach in order to analyze the asymmetries in the interconnections among the between the economic policy uncertainty as well as the sustainable indices. And mainly with this method, the drawbacks of the Diebold-Elmas approach, such as the sensitivity to outliers or choosing the rolling window sizes in a random manner, and also the difficulty to analyze the low frequency data is being taken care of. So this methodology initially was proposed by Diebold-Elmas, which was further expanded by Antonikakis in 2020. And it enhances the applicability and robustness in the empirical research findings. So this methodology actually allows us to capture the evolving nature of the relationship by modeling the time weighting parameters, which are capable of adapting to the changing market dynamics over time. So the data for our analysis, we have collected monthly data spanning from October 2017 to October 2022 totaling 60 observations. The start and the end point were mainly based on the availability of the data. So we have collected the sustainability indices we have used is BSE carbonates, BSE greenex, and BSE 100 ESG index. And these indices serve as the key indicators of the sustainable investment performance, and it is sourced from bseindia.com. And in addition to sustainability indices, the three policy uncertainty indices we have used is the energy uncertainty index, then the climate policy uncertainty index, and the economic policy uncertainty index. These indices also offer insights into the level of uncertainty surrounding energy, climate, and the economic policies. And the data of these uncertainty indices was sourced from policyuncertainty.com. Moving on to the preliminary analysis. So here,
Ma'am,
yes.
so sorry to interrupt you in between,
Okay.
but can you please wrap it up a bit? The
Okay,
time.
sure. Okay, sure. Yeah. In this table, we can observe that the mean values of the sustainability indices are positive, indicating a very positive performance in sustainable investment indicators. And similarly, we have also calculated the Jar-Kubera and augmented Dickey-Fuller test statistics. And the highly significant values provide evidence of the non-normality and stationarity in the time series data. And here comes the average connectedness result of TVP VAR methodology. And the lag length used is 1 based on bias in information criterion with a 20 step ahead generalized forecast error variance decomposition. The main findings are that the findings reveal that the greenex carbonex ESG 100 receives the highest spillover from the network, whereas the climate policy uncertainty, energy policy uncertainty, as well as the economic policy uncertainty receives the lowest level of return spillovers from the system. And the net directional connectedness, where the climate policy uncertainty is negative, proving that it is the net risk receiver of spillover, which is like the results reported by the previous literature. And economic policy uncertainty is also having a similar trend with a negative 6.7. And in this diagram, it shows the net pairwise directional connectedness. So here, the size of the node indicates the strength of the pairwise return linkages. And the nodes that are receiving the spillover are highlighted in yellow, while the nodes that are transmitters are represented in blue. Here we can see that the climate PU is the major net receiver of the shocks, followed by the economic PU, and the major transmitters are carbonex, greenex, ESG 100, and energy PU. And the dynamic total in this total connectedness index, it actually changes over time, and we can see that it actually peaked during, it actually was very low during the COVID-19 and the second wave of COVID-19. And again, in 2022, we can see in the early stages of 2022, we can again see a gradual increase during the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So these patterns of connectedness revealed in our research during both COVID-19 pandemic and Russia-Ukraine conflict are very similar to the findings reported by Lorente et al. In 2023 as per their study, where the TCI underwent a significant decrease after the second wave of COVID-19 and showed an increasing pattern during the 100-day period of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So these are the two contributions. One is the methodological contribution by using the TVP war methodology, and the contextual contribution by specifically selecting India as the hub. And to conclude with, so our findings mainly reveal that climate PU and economic PU is a negative, proving that they are the net receiver of spillover, and the BSE sustainable indices as well as energy uncertainty index are the net risk transmitter. So these our study is useful for the investors as well as the policy makers in order to frame the policies in order to mitigate the risk that is being involved. And the future scope. So our study do have limitations. We have only considered the sustainability indices of Indian equity market. It's worth considering extending to other emerging economies, and also considering the connectedness in frequency domain, particularly by using the Barometric Rate framework, where they measure the connectedness among the financial variables, which arise due to the heterogeneous frequency responses to shocks. Because shocks to economic activity have an impact on variables at different frequencies with different strength, the frequency domain can be viewed as a natural place for measuring the connectedness between the economic variables. And these are the references that have been put in this slide. But the other references, or the complete references, are in the paper. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. Sir, Parag sir, if there are any questions.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I have a couple of questions. One thing is, have you done any efforts to model the uncertainty?
No, because we have modeled the connectedness between the uncertainty and the sustainable indices.
The question is what you exactly define as uncertainty.
So uncertainty means the irregularities in the government policies related to economy or related to the climatic changes and related to the energy market. So these are the three things that we have.
This is a very general. What I'm saying, mathematically, what is uncertainty? If you look from statistical perspective, Bayesian perspective, information accumulation perspective, how you can define uncertainty? Have you, by any chance, did you look at that mathematical aspects of defining uncertainty?
No, sorry, sir. I have not looked at the mathematical aspect of defining uncertainty.
Because basically it is related to available information. Because something is not available, then for you it could be uncertain. So Bayesian, like conditional thing. So that is one aspect. Second aspect is which is not predictable, could be uncertain. So something you can predict is not uncertain. So there are a number of modeling efforts done in, so that could be worth look at. That just I thought.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you.
Sir, excuse me, can I add in? I'm a co-author for this paper. I'm Dr. Sithal. Maybe, sorry, can you please switch on your camera?
Oh, sure.
I mean, just to add on, you were asking about the, uncertainty aspect. Basically, this is a news sentiment-based uncertainty, and perhaps this is basically done on a modeling pattern, which is based on the forecast error decomposition, sir. So that way, the uncertainty here is based on the assumption that the news that is actually passing into the different markets relating to economic policy, relating to energy security, etc., does have an impact on the risk and as well as the perception involved. So that way, there is an inherent modeling automatically therein, where we collect the data and then we verify whether there is any vector autoregression based connectedness and information spillover. So there is an element of modeling, but again, we will take into account your suggestion in terms of the Bayesian inference, certainly, sir.
Right. And second, what happens that even news, it depends on source of news, because that how the information is interpreted.
Exactly.
So maybe there could be that aspect also.
Yeah, we have taken the India-based news so that the effect is more on the national level, because the data we have taken is also on the national level. So therefore, the news uncertainty is also based on the Indian market.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
Interesting. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So can I proceed to the next presenter now?
Sure.
The very last presenter of today's session is Aishwarya Nair ma'am, and the paper title is The Metaverse as Commerce, Modeling the Intention to Purchase on the Metaverse. Ma'am, you're with us. You may start with your presentation.
Yes. I'll share the screen now.
Yes, even one paper is remaining of Prashant sir. At the last, we'll be taking that one. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Sure.
Yes, sure, sir. We can present your after this presentation.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So, my name is Aishwarya K. Nair, and I am here to talk about an exciting frontier in the world of commerce, the metaverse. So, this presentation is based on the research conducted by myself, Santosh, Dr. Deepak Gupta, and Dr. Shobhana Madhavan as part of a MBA, exploring the burgeoning role of the metaverse in reshaping consumer behavior on commerce. So coming to the term metaverse, it has been gaining momentum and it represents a vast network of 3D worlds and simulations. It's a place where the line between the physical and digital blur, which offers a new realm of possibilities for commerce. So imagine walking through a virtual mall or attending a live concert or even trying on clothes, all from the comfort of your room. So the metaverse makes all of this possible. And our world is increasingly digital, and recent studies, including those by Shopify and Forbes, have shown a dramatic shift in consumer behavior towards digital platform. So the metaverse actually stands at the forefront of this shift, which offers an immersive experience that combines the best of online convenience with the tangibility of physical retail. So we can say that metaverse is a revolution in how we think about buying and selling. Coming to the literature review, through Comac et al., we understood that metaverse has become a rapidly growing field, attracting attention from various industries like entertainment, gaming, e-commerce, etc. We got the metaverse definition as a blend of virtuality and universe also from the same. And to understand the intention to use and purchase metaverse among Indian consumers, we adopted the SPICE model from Huang and Lee et al. In this paper. So the study used the SPICE model, which stands for seamlessness, presence, interoperability, concurrency, and economic flow, to analyze the impact of music content marketing on user satisfaction and intention to use the metaverse. And we augmented this model by integrating the constructs of technology readiness and acceptance model. So which is a framework that measures the influence of optimism, innovativeness, discomfort, and insecurity on an individual's inclination to new technologies. And we also examine the influence of trust and engagement. The identified research gap in the study is a limited prior quantitative research on metaverse, so particularly in Indian context. And most of the existing literature were conceptual in nature. And while metaverse e-commerce has emerged as a new and innovative way of doing business, research on consumer purchase intention in the metaverse e-commerce is very scarce. So by addressing this research gap, this study aims to contribute to the growing literature of metaverse and consumer behavior, as well as provide valuable insights to business and marketers. Also, this is one of the first studies to use the hybrid framework of SPICE along with the TRAM scales. So, which leads to our research question. What are the factors that affect the intention to purchase using the metaverse? And this is the conceptual model. So we can see the dependent variable, which is purchase intention on metaverse. And we used SPICE variables as one of the 5 independent variables, which are seamlessness, reality, interoperability, concurrence, and economic flow. And TRAM model, which is optimism, innovativeness, insecurity, and discomfort. And we have also added trust and engagement as another independent variables to check the variation in purchase intention. Based on this, we have created 11 hypotheses, out of which every other independent variables except discomfort and insecurity as a positive influence on purchase intention. And the methodology, coming to that, we wanted to decipher the willingness of Indian consumers to embrace metaverse commerce at its infant stage itself. So we employed a quantitative methodology, reaching out to 250 diverse individuals across India through a meticulously designed online survey. And we analyzed it using strata, using multiple regression. So it gave a snapshot of current perception and laid a groundwork for analyzing what are the factors which will influence the purchase intention in the digital realm. And for the scale, for the constructs we used for SPICE model and purchase engagement, we took it from Huang and Lee. And TRAM models, the constructs were taken from Campanelli, and trust were taken from Melodia et al. So this is a snapshot of the data analyzed. The 52% of our responders were male and 46% were female. And coming to the age group were the greater number were in the age group of 18 to 24. And our analysis brought to light several key predictors of purchase intention within the metaverse, like seamlessness, economic flow, and interoperability. They came as a significant factors. Like you can say the T value of these three factors are less than 0. So we found out that these three have a significant effect on the purchase intention. And to check the collinearity of variables, to check whether there are any like independent variables which are correlated to each other, we check the various inflation factor analysis, and it is considered to be less, the values are less than 4, which is considered acceptable, and the tolerance value was considered were below 0.25. So we understood that collinearity among the independent variables were not a major concern. And to check the reliability of the constructs that we use, the concept that we use, we done Cronbach's alpha Cronbach's alpha analysis, and the value of 0.7 or above is considered acceptable, and the values came as above 0.7. So items within the scale are measuring same underlying concept. So these were the results. So coming to this, we understood that economic flow, seamlessness, and interoperability has a significant positive relation with purchase intention, whereas the other independent variables were not considered to have a significant positive relation. And since the adjusted R-square value was 0.6106, we understood that the independent variables in the regression model explain 61.06% of the variation of the dependent variable, and collinearity is not a major concern, and every scales were having a reliable measure of the construct in the analysis, which leads to the research contribution. So this was the first study to use the hybrid framework of the SPICE model along with the tram scales, and it was one of the first quantitative research on the metaverse in the Indian context, and research has helped to prove the effectiveness of SPICE model, which leads to my conclusion. So in conclusion, our study modeling the intention to purchase on the metaverse marks a significant step towards understanding the commerce potential of the metaverse, especially within the vibrant digital ecosystem of India. So we stand on the brink of digital revolution, and 5G just released. So it's important for researchers and businesses to continue exploring this territory. So the journey into metaverse commerce is just a beginning, and the possibilities are as limitless as our collective imagination. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to engaging with your questions and insights.
Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. Sir, if there are any questions.
Will, what was your exact data set?
Sir, hello?
Hello, yeah.
So we conducted a survey, online survey, and we shared it through the to our peers, and even among colleges and to various age groups.
Okay, and how exactly that connectedness is calculated?
Could you please repeat the question, please?
Connectedness.
Connectedness.
How the impact is calculated? Impact.
Or
relationship.
Okay. The seamlessness, you mean?
No. So which are the factors you consider? One is seamlessness, right?
Yes.
Right. What do you mean by seamlessness?
Seamlessness means the continuous connection between various experiences on a single platform. Okay.
So how it is measured?
So we had a Likert scale questions. So we will be having various scales to that. Like for example, seamlessness will be having various constructs which will be having a Likert scale questions, and the correspondence will be responding from not at all likely to likely. So based on their responses, we do this regression analysis and we find out whether it's a significant factor.
So what do you think it could be a better way to measure it? Means
Maybe
from mathematical or statistical way, something. Yeah.
yes. Actually, this seamlessness. Actually, there could be a bias towards in the respondents because the age group was mainly 18 to 24, and the questions were online survey. So, in order to understand the seamlessness, if it was a very less respondents, we could like even give them an experience of the metaverse and understood it from them itself. But since it was online survey, I think there could be a bias happened.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, nice work.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, lastly, we have one remaining paper of Prashant Vats, sir. Sir, are you prepared with the PPT?
Yes, ma'am, it is. So sorry
Okay.
with that much of time. So I'll not be taking you much time. So is it visible to everyone?
Sir, it is visible.
So just give me a moment. So basically the work has been, the paper ID is 145 and the paper has been on enhanced object detection and segmentation into your satellite imagery technique, imagery through modified convolutional networks. So basically, satellite imagery, they holds vast potential for your application ranging from urban planning to disaster response. So enhancing object detection and segmentation with these images is crucial for extracting your actionable insights. So basically, we are proposing a transfer learning approach based on along with your CNN to achieve an advanced object detection and segmentation in your satellite imagery. So basically, we are beginning with acquiring and pre-processing of your automated satellite images datasets, ensuring the standardized formats and ground truth tables. Then, so background, why to carry out the research in this area? So basically, satellite imagery has become a cornerstone in various fields like your urban planning, environmental monitoring, disaster response, and owing this particular extensive coverage with your high resolution capabilities. So where the object detection and segmentation with the satellite imagery, they plays a vital role in extracting your meaningful insights for decision-making process. So what are the challenges? So basically the challenges are associated with your large-scale data processing, then variability in lighting and weather conditioning, and the presence of complex backgrounds. So traditional computer vision techniques, they are not enough enhanced to basically effectively detect and segment objects in such imagery due to these challenges. So basically, this is the proposed model that we have been using, where we starts with the data input, then we apply the data pre-processing part. So here we are using the feature extraction algorithm, which is meant for your object detection, and then we are classifying the outputs. So basically, these are the some of the samples that has been taken for displaying and visualizing your random validation results with the satellite data. So this is the graph that have been proposed with the accuracy of your proposed model. So it is again a graph. So basically, this is the performance evaluation of the model with the trained accuracy and the this thing. So basically, implementation of with this proposed methodology, we have actually seen that the CNN and transfer learning techniques, they have been enhanced with the accuracy and efficiency of detecting objects of interest, which is varying your lighting conditionings and complex backgrounds. So basically, this research is contributing to your broader field of remote sensing by presenting a comprehensive methodology for your advanced object detection and segmentation in your satellite imagery. So ongoing efforts we are making for continuously refining and optimizing the model architecture and then training procedures and post-processing techniques for your improvised performance. So these are the references that we have used in this particular paper. So with this, this presentation, I would like to end. Any questions on this? So that would be welcomed.
Well, just one question. How you implemented transfer learning? What exactly did you use for transfer learning?
Sir, actually, I'm not implementing it. My students, they have been implementing it right now. Actually, they are working on to drone technology. So basically, they are making a drone with the, you can say, image, you can say, the identification of the human beings with the, you can say, moving drone technology. So they are writing this particular paper. So they are working onto the image identification right now. So they have been implementing this project up to their BTech level, sir, actually.
Okay. So fine. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Now all the presentations are done. Now we'll proceed to the closing remarks. Just give me a minute. Uh, okay. So first of all, I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough, and we, on the behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during the 8th version and all the previous 7 versions of the conference. We will be happy to see you in the 9th version in 2025. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already been forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with our team. I would also want to thank our session chair, Dr. Parag Kulkarni, sir, for chairing this session. Just a second. So a token of appreciation to the chair on the behalf of team ICITIS 2024 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you, sir, for your valuable presence. Now, before ending the session, I want to request all the participants to please switch on your camera so that I can take a quick snapshot of this session. So I request all the participants to switch on their cameras. Just a second. I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay, I'll take the snapshot now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. You may leave the meet now. Thank you.
Thank you.